Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Big thank you to anyone who is a returning viewer and subscriber obviously, and if you're new then welcome. Welcome to Rainbow Tarot UK. So in today's reading we are looking, aren't we, at what are their current thoughts, feelings and intentions. And as usual we've got three paths to choose from. We've got the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot with the red jasper, we've got the Rider Waite with the blue lace agate, and we have got the LightSeers Tarot and the Fluorite. So take a moment, choose the colour that's calling for you. That's probably got the messages. Always remember it's a general reading, so some messages, it might not resonate exactly. Just take the ones that do and leave the rest behind. And it's timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. But other than that, I will see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number one, and welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading we are doing, aren't we, what are their current thoughts, feelings and intentions. And you chose to come into the reading with beautiful red jasper here and the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, which I'll be doing in a minute. Now I have pre-shuffled some oracle cards, so let's see what they are first. The first one is actually the first one here, the coloured one, is what they are thinking and feeling about you, and this represents their sort of intentions. And I've also got a couple of message cards here that I'm going to stay now, and then I'm going to do some more at the end, so make sure you stick around for that. So let's go ahead and see. Okay, so the first, so around their thoughts and feelings about you at the moment is reflection. So it can, what they can think is that there's a lot to learn in this situation, and that you might be both triggering each other at the moment. They might think you're both triggering each other at the moment. Reflection can mean that, when you're kind of mirroring back to each other, and sometimes that can be good and sometimes that can be sort of triggering and not so good. So there may be a little bit of that going on. So for good or for ill, maybe they're thinking that the relationship is kind of mirroring back to them, it's maybe triggering them, but it's also maybe giving them positive things. I'm also getting from this that there is it just makes me think, I don't know why, but I'm just getting a sort of like, that you are one and the same. They're feeling a very strong connection to you, like a twin flame sort of thing, that you are kind of one and the same, that you are very much connected, like one and the same soul, divided. And that's the whole mirroring thing as well, or the reflection thing. You mirror back to each other because you're one and the same kind of soul. So it feels like a very soulful connection to them. That's how they're thinking and feeling. That's kind of the other thing that I'm getting here. In terms of intentions, okay, so this is the mutable moon. Nothing is yet set in stone. So this might be an unpredictable situation at the moment. They might not be clear about their intentions right now. They may be going through, or the situation may be going through a bit of a stormy period, or a difficult period, or choppy period. You might be going through choppy waters. There may be a lot of uncertainty, where you're not really sure what's going to happen. So they may be feeling that they're not clear in themselves about how they're going to move forward, because this is all in the moonlight as well, where things aren't as clear as they are in the daytime. So they might be keeping it very much close to their chest. They might not even be sure themselves. Like I say, I don't feel like they've got a clarity actually in terms of how they want to move forward yet. And I think it's maybe because they're I think that for some of you, you might be being triggered. They may be being triggered by you. You may be being triggered by them. It may be a situation where, it could be a bit of a karmic situation, or like I said, a little bit of a twin flame thing, where there's that sort of runner and chaser energy, and that pulling and pushing energy, where there's a strong pull but then a pulling away. It just makes you feel a little bit like that. But it's a really significant, relationship. They certainly see that. Now, in terms of the messages that I've got here, this one says sacred union. Honour and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Yeah, I do feel that. I said that here, and it's the two, isn't it? It's two here, twos. It feels to me like they see this as a very important relationship for them. They see it as sacred. This one is, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. And my love for you is as deep as the ocean. Now that's a reference to the ocean there. This has got the ocean in it. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of depth, and also the kind of moon over the ocean, you know, going deep. I feel like there's a lot of deep emotions in this connection, or they're feeling a lot of deep emotions in this connection. But it might be quite choppy for you. There might be a little bit of choppy waters at the moment for some of you, or you might be in separation. There might be something like that going on where it's not, or it might be kind of unpredictable and you don't really know what's happening, and you know there's no clarity. So maybe there's some confusion or something like that at the moment. But anyway, let's see. So the first one is going to be about what are they thinking and feeling. Please can you tell me, what is part number one's person? You know, what are their thoughts and feelings right now for part number one? Please can you tell me what their thoughts and feelings right now for part number one? Four of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and then we've got the Five of Wands. Okay, and at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. So they definitely, you know, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands here, really central to how they're thinking and feeling about you. And it goes with this kind of sacred union card. I just feel they are that they physically find you very appealing, because the Queen of Wands is, you know, probably the most sort of overtly attractive queen in the deck. She's incredibly confident. You know, she really gets what she got. So I think they're thinking and feeling that you are very confident, you are very self-assured, that they are very attracted to you, that they feel a lot of chemistry with you, that there's a lot of, you know, it's really a lot of energy in the connection, a lot of physical energy and a lot of attraction in the connection. They're really very drawn to that. But you might be somebody as well that they just see as in charge of their life, somebody who's just, you know, like she's got a sunflower in her hand. So just somebody that shines, really, that is really, really super duper kind of out there, maybe extrovert, a lot of fun. Usually wands indicate somebody who's a lot of driven, but has a lot of fun, knows how to work hard, knows how to party hard, that kind of character. Just somebody who's very kind of hot, really, as well. But also with this black cat here as well, I think they also are thinking that you are very wise. I mean, queens do have a lot of wisdom anyway, but somebody who is maybe, you know, isn't going to let, you know, things get them down. They're just going to get back up again, a bit like a cat with 9 lives. You know, they've just got a lot of resilience to them. So I think they're thinking that you've got a lot of resilience, but I think they're feeling like maybe with the Five of Wands that there is some. And it goes with the nothing is yet set in stone and this kind of choppy seas. And I'm just feeling that maybe that you are, there's a little bit of tension in the connection if you're together with this person, or there's a little bit of a battle going on, or there's some arguments, or there's some competition. Maybe they're saying they've got some competition with you. If this is like a crush situation, you're just wondering what their thoughts, feelings, and intentions are. I think they're feeling that there's a lot of competition, that you know, being the Queen of Wands, that you've got a lot of admirers, that you've got a lot of attention, and also the Queen of Wands, I mean, she just kind of like draws attention to her. She just kind of expects it as well, because she's got that level of self-assurance and confidence. But also they may be thinking and feeling that there is some competition, but there may have been some, if you're actually with this person, it may be that you're just going through with the choppy waters here with the reflection, you know, some tricky times. You might be arguing, bickering, fighting, you know, there might be some challenges in the connection. They may feel there's some challenges in the connection. Four of Pentacles here normally talks about, you know, this is somebody holding on. It might be that they are feeling that they really want to try and hold on to this connection, particularly if it's being challenged, or if there is triggers in it, or if there's, you know, uncertainty. They definitely still want to hold on to the connection. Or it's like they are, you know, with this mutable moon, they're not, there's something scaring them in some way from moving it on. Because this is about holding on to the status quo. This is about not moving forward. It's just kind of holding on to what you've already got. So it might be that although they feel they're very attracted to you, they feel very drawn to you, they see the connection as being really important to them. There's some fears here, and that's why we've got nothing yet set in stone in terms of them moving it forward, because I just think they're a bit fearful, they're a bit stuck, they're not sure. Maybe they're not sure about how you will feel about them if there's some competition here. But the overarching energy is to move forward, but in a very slow way, because this is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about building up something in a slow and steady way. So my sense is that maybe at the moment this person sees this relationship as very important to them, and they want to, how they're thinking and feeling is that they want to get it grounded. They want to make sure it's solid and secure, and that might be why you have the Four of Pentacles here, where there's something about, because this is about holding on to security, stability, really focusing on the kind of everyday 3D world. And there might be something about this person where they feel they have to offer, with the way that they're thinking and feeling, is that they have to offer some sort of solid, secure, stable connection for you. So maybe it hasn't been like that, possibly with a mutable moon here, or it's going through some uncertain times or some unstable times, and actually what they need to do, or what they're thinking and feeling, is that they want to give it more stability, more security, to sort of solidify it, to ground it, to bring it into kind of reality. So it may be a situation where it is like this kind of crush situation, where they feel this strong link with you, this divine link with you, where you're kind of mirroring each other, but it's not yet come into being. And what they're trying to do is to ground it in some way. And maybe that's an issue, because it's a bit of a battle, maybe, to try and get acknowledged by you, or to try and be recognised by you, or to try and to beat off all the competition, or to something like that if you're not actually with them. Or maybe it's difficult because maybe you're in separation, because it's going through these choppy times. There's been some issues, some rows, some challenges, some problems, and they now want to try to build and grow something with you. That's kind of what they're thinking and feeling at this point in time. So in terms of astrological signs, Queen of Wands could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Five of Wands is Leo energy. Four of Pentacles, that is Capricorn energy. And Knight of Pentacles is, Knight of Pentacles actually, could be any one of Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. So those are just what I think. They're definitely very, very, very drawn to you. They are really attracted to you, and they see you as somebody that they want to be with. Maybe they're looking for a bit of luck with this black cat down here, a little bit of good luck. Maybe they're hoping that you're going to bring them some luck. That if they would be very lucky to be with you, or they're very lucky to be in a connection with you if you're actually in a connection. If you're actually in a connection, I just feel like you might be going through a few difficult times, a few uncertain times, unpredictable times, and the way that they're thinking and feeling is that they want to make it more solid, more stable, more secure. It's like a crush situation. I think the way they're thinking and feeling is that they're very attracted to you, that they see you as being very popular. There's a lot of, very confident, very self-assured, very mature in outlook, and that they need to fight to kind of get your attention and to hold on to you, to keep hold of you. But they feel this kind of strong, I think they've got like strong feelings towards you, definitely. But there might be some fears as well, some worries, some anxieties. And that might be why I have nothing is yet set in stone, because they're still trying to figure out with the Four of Pentacles here and Knight of Pentacles about how to move forward with it. But they know that they want to move forward in a solid, stable way. So what is their intention? Let's see. So what is pile number one's person's current intentions towards pile number one? What are their current intentions? Please tell me, what are their current intentions towards pile number one? Queen of Swords. The Lovers. Okay. Oh, now that one has moved. That's underneath there. That is the Page of Pentacles. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. What is their current intentions? Four of Cups. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of like fears here. Six of Pentacles, but the overarching energy is Six of Pentacles. I think they're just a bit worried, a bit concerned. There's some fears, maybe right under the Five of Wands, where there could have been some challenges, some issues, some competition. We have the Four of Cups. So maybe they're just feeling like they're not really sure. They don't really know how to offer this cup of love, something like that. Or maybe they're feeling that you wouldn't be open to them offering a cup of love, or them offering something to you, because the Four of Cups is about really not recognising something that's being offered to you. You know, they're too busy focusing, being disgruntled really. So maybe they might be thinking, or their intention is that they definitely want to come toward you, because underneath the Queen of Wands we've got the Lovers card. And the Lovers card is a significant relationship. It's like a soulmate, twin flame energy. Then they see you in this very real way. Now, it might be with the Lovers that this is a three-way situation, because the Lovers can be about choices. And it may be that that's what they're clinging on to. They're clinging on to the status quo, which is what I said at the beginning. They might be clinging on to the status quo, and that might have been causing this connection. So the status quo might be with somebody else, a third-party situation, something like that. Something that they know is probably not right for them, because I just do feel that they think that you are right for them, because you are coming out as the Queen of Wands. And underneath this status quo is the Queen of Swords. Well, this is somebody who is another queen. So we've got two queens here, and we've got the Lovers card. So I do feel that for some of you, this might be a bit of a third-party thing, or a three-way situation. But I feel like they're holding on to something that is, you know, the Queen of Swords is a detached energy, really. It's an energy which isn't open in their heart. So, you know, if you're in a three-way situation and they're with someone, and but they're very, you know, they're also with you, or they're very attracted to you, I feel like whatever they're with, whatever's slowing them down in terms of making it concrete with you is kind of already, they sort of know that it's already on its way out, really, because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's not open emotionally. I feel they might be trying to hold on to something that's already kind of closed off, really. And underneath the Queen of Wands, which is really how I think they're seeing and feeling, you know, their thoughts and feelings around you, we have the Lovers, and you can just tell from this card that there's a lot of passion, a lot of chemistry, and a lot of connection with you. Certainly, I feel like that they really literally want to, you know, be with you, actually. But it may be that they are scared about that. They're fearful of offering, like I say, fearful of offering that cup of love, because they're still kind of holding on to something. But the overall energy is the Six of Pentacles. Well, the Six of Pentacles is a card of generosity. It's a card of giving. So I do feel that this person, their intention is to, again, it's about building something solid, because Pentacles is a solid energy. It's an energy of growth. So I feel like they want to have a settled, stable, solid connection with you. This is all about that. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, you've got the Page of Pentacles. Pages can talk about messages. They can talk about, they also can talk about learning and growth, really. So it may be that they, and again, it might go with the triggering. Maybe they're feeling this connection as providing a lot of learning for them, you know, with the reflection card here, because, you know, when things mirror back to us, it's often an opportunity for us to learn and grow and develop. I feel like they're seeing this connection as something that they can learn and grow in themselves, but also within the connection. There's a lot of opportunity for that. But certainly with all these pentacles here, I feel like they really want to offer something solid, stable, concrete, something that can be built up. There might be a choice, like I say, it might be that they are sort of stuck in a situation whereby they haven't yet, you know, they're sort of, and that might be how nothing is yet set in stone, because they're in this kind of choice situation, because they've got a connection to something else or someone else. But I feel like with these cards here, they will eventually, it might not be quickly, but I feel like they will eventually come towards you and offer something stable and solid. But it's just, at the moment, because of the indecision and the uncertainty, it could be, you know, testing your patience. It could be, you know, nerves could be a little bit frayed, and that might be why we have the Five of Wands here. But I don't think it'll be quick. That's what I want to say to you, pile number one. I don't think it's a quick decision that they're going to make, because there's a bit of stubborn energy here. So they may still be, you know, even though this situational thing, and it could be that they're holding, it doesn't have to be a person, it could just be, you know, because Queen of Swords can also talk about intellect, it can talk about ideas, it can talk about communication. So it could be that they're involved in some sort of career or something that they're really, really attached to, that they really love, and that they put all their heart and soul and their time and energy into. And it's somehow the connection with you is going to bring them, they're thinking that somehow the connection with you is going to sort of like, bring them away from that, and that might be a bit of a tussle for them. So it doesn't have to be a third thing. But it can also mean as well that their intention is to be clear going forward, is to get rid of all the uncertainty, because Swords talks about clarity and being clear and being decisive. So my sense is that they do want to be clear and decisive, and they will eventually get to that point, but I don't think it will be kind of immediate. I think Pentacles is always a slower energy, and particularly because you have the Knight of Pentacles, and that is the slowest, one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. So I feel their intention is to come towards you, is to choose you. They might be a bit worried, like I say, that you, by that time, you would have been not interested. So there might be a little bit of fear going on there. But I think that they will eventually come towards you and, want to offer a concrete proposal for the, the connection to be solid and stable. And for it not to be changeable, but for it to actually be steady and predictable and concrete. So in terms of astrological signs, Queen of Swords is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Lovers is Gemini. Four of Cups is Capricorn energy, and Four of Cups is not Capricorn. Beg your pardon. Four of Cups is Cancer, and Six of Pentacles is Taurian energy. So let's see if we can have one more message before we go for pile number one. We have one more message. I feel like that one wants to come out. And again, it's a very similar, isn't it? It's a very similar picture, really. So this one actually says trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So maybe, there's some tension or some problems, or maybe you're in separation, or there's something that was where you're in a third party situation. Obviously that's up to you, I feel like this person wants you to trust, but that's a difficult situation. If you are in that, that's a difficult situation to be in. And it's always, you always have free will. It's always up to you what you do, pile number one. But I think this person is wanting for you to have trust in them and in the situation. But what I would say is that, if it is a situation where you're waiting, I feel like it is going to be slow rather than quick in terms of them coming forwards for something concrete. But anyway, pile number one, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can always know when I'm going to upload a reading. But other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, and welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading, we're doing, aren't we, what are their current thoughts, feelings and intentions. So you chose to come into the reading under the lovely blue lace agate and the Rider-Waite tarot. Now I'm just going to put them to one side. I've already pre-shuffled a couple of oracle cards, and we're going to look at them, and also a message card, and then I'll be doing some more messages at the end, so make sure you hang around for that. So this is you're very close to achieving your goal. So we've got that one. And then I'm just going to put these over here. We've got that one there, the gibbous moon. The gibbous moon is the moon just before the full moon. And full moons is all about, results, really. So I feel like this is just about, you're just close to getting a result in something. This says flow. And what I'm noticing here is a lot of green and blue. So this has got green in it. This is aquamarine, this colour. So, and we've also got the blue lace agate. So I feel like, and with the flow as well, I feel like this person, if there's been any tension or whatever in this situation, and I don't know if there has, because we've also got this one, and I've just noticed it says forgiveness. So this one says forgiveness. Stop focusing your energy on past events. Your life is too precious to waste. You create your reality by what you think, dream and imagine. So I feel like with this person with the blue is calm, it's peace, and with the flow, I just feel like they want this situation. There's a lot of focus on them wanting peace, calm things to flow, because this is all about just going with the flow, just being relaxed. You know, I feel like this person, there's something about this person maybe somebody wants forgiveness in this situation, or there's a need for forgiveness in this situation. But I feel like they want there to be harmony again. That's what I'm picking up from all this blue, this calm, this serenity, this peace. They want peace, they want calm, they want serenity, they want things to flow again. They want things to be good between you again. They want that. That's kind of what I'm feeling. And maybe they're hoping, I don't know what's going to come out here, but if there has been tension or problems or there's separation or something like that, they want things to flow and be harmonious again. I think that's what I'm picking up from here. There might be a lot of thinking with all the blue, you know, around. They might want to communicate. Blue is the throat chakra. They may, you know, the third eye. They may want to communicate with you. They may feel like they're communicating with you telepathically. They may feel like there's a strong connection between the two of you. But they definitely want this, I feel like they want this situation to be back on track. I don't know why. But there needs to be some forgiveness and there needs to be some calm. Because also the rider Waite, you know, is blue. It feels like there's a lot of blue. So maybe there's a lot of, I'm just getting a sense as well, there's a lot of protection around this connection. Spiritual protection or spirituality maybe in the situation as well. Yeah, so they definitely want peace. Blue equates with peace. I feel like they want peace, something like that. Anyway, let's see. And I'm also getting death at the bottom. I've looked at that. So there might be change and transformation that's needed in this situation, almost like a rising up. Please can you tell me how is pile number 2's person thinking and feeling about pile number 2 right now? What are their thoughts and feelings about pile number 2 and the connection? Thanks very much if you've subscribed, liked, shared. I really, really appreciate that. I'm just going to take these 2 cards. That is the Hanged Man, and this is the 8 of Wands. Okay. How are they thinking and feeling about pile number 2 right now? 9 of Swords, bottom of the deck, here's Temperance, yeah. So I do feel that this is, for a lot of you, you might be in separation from this person with the Hanged Man here. Because the Hanged Man is an inward energy, it's about going inwards, often it's about retreating, to kind of work things out, to gain a new perspective, to see things from a different angle. So it might have been that this situation has come into separation because it was not working, or there were some problems, and the way your person is thinking is that they maybe feel that they need to change their perspective, and that might be why I looked at the Death card before. There needs to be a change and a transformation, seeing things from a different angle, seeing things in a different way. Gaining enlightenment, becoming enlightened in some way, and that might be why you're very close to achieving your goal, because you might be in separation and you might be waiting to see if this person's going to come forward, to see if there's going to be any resolution to this situation. And I feel that this person is thinking and feeling that, and maybe they're thinking and feeling that you have gone into retreat mode to try and work out, to try and gain enlightenment, to try and see things from another perspective. There is some worry and concern here. There has been a lot of anxiety. They don't like being in this separation. Maybe they're thinking that you have been very worried or stressed as well, or that you are very worried and stressed about the situation. I feel like they've been worried and stressed about the situation. And that might be why we have all this blue. There's a need to kind of just, relax, to calm down, to stop all these sleepless nights. Look at all these swords, all these thoughts, often blowing things out of proportion with the nine of Swords here. It's like the Nightmare card. So maybe there has been a lot of that going on. That might be why we have all this blue here, because there's a need for to just calm things down, to be a bit more sedated. There's maybe a need for forgiveness. Or they're wanting your forgiveness if you feel that you can do that. Pile number 2, that relates to you, and you feel that you can do that. But I think that's what they're wanting. Now, the central to it all is the 8 of Wands, which is about a speedy moving towards a goal. And I feel like this person with this, you're very close to achieving your goal. They want a resolution. So if you're in separation and you're wondering about what's going to happen, you're wondering about whether you're going to get back together. I feel like this person wants that. They want things to flow again. They want things to move. Because this reminds me of this card, actually. You know, they want everything to go in the right direction again, in the direction which is relaxed, which is harmonious, which is balanced, because the overarching energy is the Temperance card, and the Temperance card talk about balance. It does talk about everything in moderation, so maybe there's been some with the Forgiveness card here, and I don't always talk about the moderation element in the Temperance card, but I'm getting that in this reading. Maybe things weren't in moderation before. Maybe there was a lot of kind of unpredictable energy in the situation before. Maybe there was a lot of triggering before, and now what they want is they want things to just be relaxed, harmonious, peaceful, calm, balanced. They want you to sort out whatever, they want you to work together to sort out whatever, maybe there's some differences between you, maybe there has been some differences between you, but they want to be able to move through those differences calmly. That might be why we have the Hanged Man, which is to be able to see things from a new perspective, see things from a different perspective, understand one another's differences, understand one another's, how you, so maybe your differences haven't always been understood in the past, and maybe there's a need now to see it differently, to view it differently, to see each other differently, so that you can be more harmonious and more balanced. But they definitely do want that, and that's how they're thinking. Or maybe they're thinking and feeling, what's at the bottom? Because I feel like that has just slipped out there for me. The Death card again. What did I say? Death, change and transformation. They want change and transformation. Death is always about change and transformation. So if this situation has not been peaceful, it has not flowed well, it has not been balanced, it has not been an easy relationship, I think they want, and maybe there's a need for forgiveness. That is what they're wanting. They're wanting almost like a clean slate, to forgive what has gone on before and change and transform, and for things to flow better. And they are hoping that very soon that will happen. That is kind of how they're feeling and thinking. That's kind of what I feel. And they want to come, the central card is the Eight of Wands, which is to do it speedily, and it goes with you're very close to achieving your goal. I feel like they're very much on the verge of moving forwards in a very clear, direct way. So if you've been in separation, I feel like they're going to come out. They want to come out of that. The way they're thinking of things is that they want to come out of that and move forwards quickly. There may be a long distance thing, because this can literally talk about transport and long distance, really. Underneath the Temperance cards moving, we've got the High Priestess here. So there might have been a need for wisdom in this. There might have been some secrecy in this situation, some things that were hidden. It might have been that you have been hidden from each other for quite a while, if you've been in separation. But with the Hanged Man and the High Priestess, I feel like it's been an opportunity for a lot of soul searching, an opportunity to gain a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, to go inward, to listen to your intuition, to work out how you want to move forward. And I feel like this is what this person is doing, really, or has been doing. And I feel like they're hoping that you've been doing the same. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Hanged Man is Pisces energy. The Eight of Wands, that is Sagittarius energy. Nine of Swords is Gemini energy. Death is also Scorpio energy. Temperance is Sagittarius energy. So let's see what else we've got here. So let's have a look at their intentions. What is pile number two's person's intentions towards pile number two and the connection? What are their actual current intentions? The Empress, they want to create something again. What is their actual intentions towards? Okay, pile number 9 of Wands. What is their intentions, their actual intentions towards pile number 2 and the connection? What is their intentions, their current intentions? Eight of Swords, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear and worry that has been in this situation. That might be why, again, when we have all the flow here, because I feel like this person wants to be calm, to quell their anxiety. There's a lot of anxiety here. And the overarching energy is the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is a brand new beginning, a brand new start. It is that spark. So they feel that very strong spark with you. They want that connection with you. Maybe this is like, mean, I'm not getting that actually. I'm feeling like it could be somebody that you're in separation with. I was going to say an attraction or a crush situation, but with the forgiveness, I just feel like all the other cards, it's more a part of you being maybe in separation from someone or going through tricky times with someone, but certainly with the Hangman and the Nine of Swords and now the Eight of Swords as well. So I feel like they are feeling, there is some, they want to create something with you, but there is some fear here. There is a lot of fear here, and I think that's why, maybe it's because they're feeling that they've done something or something's happened and that, you know, there's a need for forgiveness, and they're concerned and worried that maybe you won't forgive them with the Eight of Swords here, because the Nine of Swords talks about fears, worries, anxieties, and it comes right under the Eight of Swords, which is this sort of sense of feeling stuck, feeling really stuck and trapped. So maybe in the connection before, you know, there was a stuckness to it, there was a sense of hopelessness to it or trappedness to it, and that might be why the Hangman, where there needs to be a new perspective, or they need to gain a new perspective or see things from a different point of view. I mean, maybe before they didn't, you know, appreciate you with the Empress here, and maybe in separation they are realising, because I mean the Empress is a fantastic, beautiful, caring, nurturing, lovely, gorgeous, sensuous, you know, abundant energy. So maybe in this period of separation, if you're in separation from them, they're suddenly realising, cottoning on, I mean, you know, to your amazingness, really. And that might be why we have all this worry and anxiety, because they maybe they didn't appreciate you before, and that might be why we have the change and transformation. You know, they want a chance to change and transformation. They want a chance of a new beginning, a new spark. There's so much fear and worry and stuck energy because maybe they are fearing that you would not take them back. And but they dearly want this kind of flow, this peace, this tranquility, this harmony with you again. But maybe they're feeling that they've messed up their chances, and that might be why we have all this worry and concern and anxiety. But I feel that they will overcome that because they want that balance. They want to move towards you. Ideally, they want to move towards you quickly. But again, underneath the Eight of Wands, which is this movement, is the Nine of Wands, which talks about challenges. It talks about maybe there's been a lot of wounding in this situation before. Maybe there's been a lot of hurt in this situation before, because the Nine of Wands can talk about the wounded warrior, somebody who's been through a lot and is having to now stand up for themselves. So maybe they're feeling that, you know, a lot of their fear is that you are, you've been through a lot maybe with them in this situation. You've had a lot of hurt, a lot of heartache. And they're kind of well aware of that, and they realise, they recognise your true value, your true worth, but maybe they didn't do that before, and they're concerned that if they come forward again, that you will not want this new balanced beginning with you, even though they really want it, because there is a need for forgiveness, because somebody needs to forgive, and they're kind of hopeful, they're hoping that you will forgive them in some way. Yeah. So the candle has gone out there, and it just makes me feel that they think maybe there's all this worry and concern because they're thinking that the candle has gone out on the situation, that maybe the situation has died a death, and they're not sure if you would want them back, but they definitely want this new spark with you. They want to begin this situation with you again. They want to have this balance with you again. They want to overcome any differences or problems that you had in the past. They want to forgive, they want you to forgive, and they see you in an elevated way now, and maybe they didn't appreciate that before, but they definitely do now. And I feel like there's a lot of spark here with this person. They feel a lot of passion towards you, a lot of attraction towards you, but there is so much fear here. There is so much fear here, and anxiety and worry, and I feel that they are, you know, I feel like there's a lot of regret. I think in this situation they feel a lot of regret, that they maybe should have dealt things differently or done things differently. Certainly, they you know, they definitely feel regret here. Now, in terms of astrological signs, with the Nine of Wands, that is Sagittarius energy, so again quite a lot of fire. Eight of Swords, and that is Gemini energy. Ace of Wands could be Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. So let's see if we've got one last message for pile number 2 and their person. we have any passage from pile number 2? And what does this say? It's flipped right out. And this says, oh, sexual union. Honour the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. So they obviously, think of you in that way, certainly, and they're probably missing, I would say, like as well, like I said before, there's a lot of chemistry, a lot of attraction. But I feel like now that may have been, maybe in this connection for some of you, that was, possibly all it, or they gave the impression that was all it was, just like a physical connection. But I feel like they are, with the Empress here, they're seeing you in a much more elevated way. They're seeing you as, the Empress is the archetypal mother figure, she's the archetypal kind of wife figure. So I feel like they're seeing you, or they're only beginning to cotton on, or they're beginning to cotton on in the separation, that you meet, you are much more than that you are a much deeper connection for them, and that they probably didn't appreciate you fully, and now they do, really. For some of you, you might even be the mother of their children, just for some of you. And one more message for pile number 2. From pile number 2 to pile number 2. Please can you give me one more message? Oh, I've got 2. 2 came out, don't know why. I'm just going to cover that up. There. So this one says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul. So maybe they're wanting you to just to connect into your heart with this connection again. If you can, pile number 2, they want you to maybe just not be too much in your head, but in your actual heart. And this one says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So there might be something around forgiveness and acceptance, in terms of accepting what maybe has gone on before. But I do feel like going forwards, they are shifting. There has been a shift within them. And they're just, but there's some anxiety that you might not accept that shift now, because maybe there's been a lot that has happened. But anyway, pile number 2, that's been your reading. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading, we're doing, aren't we, what is your person's current thoughts, feelings and intentions? And you chose to come into the reading on the LightSeers Tarot and the beautiful fluorite here. And we're going to look at the tarot in a minute, but I did actually pre-shuffle a couple of oracle cards, which I've got here as well. So let's have a look at those first. So the first one we've got is, luck is on your side, new moon in Sagittarius. Okay. Then we've got this little card that looks like a dove, doesn't it? A white dove of peace, or with a little olive branch maybe there. And on the back it says, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So maybe something in this connection has been through turmoil, been through difficult times. I feel like with this dove here and this olive branch, maybe somebody wants to say sorry, or maybe somebody wants to apologise or come forward. And maybe with the luck on your side, maybe they want some luck here in this situation, or maybe they're feeling that they need some luck in this situation. Sagittarius as well might be a sign for some of you. What's this? Caution. This card talks about maybe there is a need for caution in this situation, or a need to just not rush into anything. So maybe this person is feeling a bit cautious, maybe they're thinking you're feeling a bit cautious. Maybe there's a need to just not rush into something here. Maybe there's some anxiety, because yellow can be a very sunny colour. But with the caution here, yellow can also be a bit of anxiety, because it relates to the solar plexus and the kind of flip side of the solar plexus, which is about, how empowered you feel in the world, how in control, that sort of stuff. But it can be, the flip side of that is that you don't feel empowered, you feel disempowered and you feel anxious. So there might be something like that going on for some of you. And with the caution here, it's just about taking it easy, not being too quick to rush into anything. That might be a message for you, that you need to be cautious in this situation or with this person, because I feel like they do want to come out and offer some kind of peace offering here or some sort of apology, and I feel like they're hoping that luck is on their side in some way. But anyway, let's see how are they thinking and feeling about your pile number 3. So how is, thank you so much for subscribing, commenting, liking, so important, and I really, really do appreciate it. And I do try my best to answer most of the comments, or at least acknowledge them with a little heart or something. But thank you so much for doing that. So how does pile number 3's person, first of all, we're going to stop how they think and feel about you. So how do they think and feel about pile number 3? Okay, so the 5 of Wands came out in pile number 1. So if you feel like drawn to pile number 1, then go for that as well. 5 of Wands, how are they thinking and feeling? 6 of Wands. Right, so 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands. How else are they thinking and feeling? How is pile number 1, not pile number 1? And again, because I've said pile number 1 there, that might be just a hint, maybe, if you feel inclined to listen to pile number 1. How is pile number 3's person thinking and feeling about pile number 3? How are they thinking and feeling about pile number 3? Queen of Pentacles. Now that is just so... because when I moved these cards before I started the reading, I looked at the bottom and I saw the Queen of Pentacles, and I said to myself, I'm sure that's relevant, but I kind of ignored it. And there she is, the beautiful Queen of Pentacles, right there. And at the bottom of the deck at the moment is the Fool. Yeah. The Fool, I mean, that goes with the luckies on your side. They want to be lucky in this situation. That's what I'm thinking they're feeling and thinking with you. And it might be that you're in separation from them with this white dove of peace, this offering in some way. So maybe... or maybe it's just that they want to offer something to you. They want to come forward, and they're feeling lucky. But there's something around caution here. But the Fool, the overriding energy is the Fool, which is a brand new beginning, a start. But it's a risk. It's a leap of faith. It's not. There are certain, it's the beginning of the journey of the Fool through the Major Arcana. It has all the innocence and the joy and the wonder, a bit like a small child, beginning their journey of growing up. That's a bit like the Fool, going through all the different experiences in the Major Arcana. So I feel like that this person wants that new start with you, that new beginning. There might be some risks to it. They may be, with the luckies on your side here, they may be trying to brush aside the risks, or trying to, so if this is a renewal of something, they may be trying to brush over or brush under the sweep under the carpet or something like that, whatever things might have gone on before. They may want to get rid of that and move into something, and they may be offering you some sort of peace gesture or apology or something, but they may want to kind of forget what's gone before that might have caused, if some of you are in separation, a separation here. They want this kind of brand new beginning. They're ready for it. They're ready to kind of go with it. They're right in the slap bang. The way they're thinking and feeling about you is, they recognise you, they acknowledge you, they see you as somebody that they want to be with. That is the 6 of Wands. It's about recognition, it's about acknowledgement, it's about success. They may see you as somebody who is successful, that is recognised, that does have a lot of admirers, that is somebody who other people, who they'd be really lucky to be in a connection with, somebody who's really, on top of their game. They may be feeling that there's a bit of competition here with the 5 of Wands. 5 of Wands can talk about competition, it can talk about challenges. So maybe there's been some challenges in this situation before, maybe there's been some issues before. That might be why we have the caution card here about, I feel like that caution's definitely talking to you, pile number 3, to just, maybe you need to just be a little bit cautious with this person, or a little bit cautious in this situation going forwards, and to listen to your intuition in particular, because that's what that card talks about as well. But they might be thinking and feeling there's a competition, that there are a few little challenges, but I don't feel like they are thinking that these challenges aren't something that they can overcome, because it comes right next to the 6 of Wands, which is often the victory card. So I feel like they're feeling confident that they can come towards you, that they can be lucky, that they can have a connection with you. Queen of Pentacles, I mean, they're seeing you in this the Queen of Pentacles is a queen, obviously. She is very nurturing, very loving. She's a very family orientated queen. That is really important to her. She's often a good parent, but she's also very business savvy. She's holding this big pentacle here, so she's got a very good business mind, a very good head for work. She's methodical, she is prepared, she's grounded, she's in charge, she knows what she's doing, and she's incredibly attractive and so relaxed. I mean, this Queen of Pentacles just looks so relaxed, doesn't she? She looks so in control. So I think they're seeing you as somebody who's very much in control, very relaxed, somebody who's very attractive, somebody that they really would be so lucky to be with, but they're feeling lucky. I think they're feeling confident, they're feeling lucky, they're feeling that you will have them, that you will take them, that you will want to be with them, and that if there is anything getting in the way, any little challenge, that the little is their words really. I feel like I'm channeling their words in the sense that they see it as a little challenge. It's not a challenge for them. They feel that they can overcome that easily, and that this situation is, for them, from their point of view, the way they're thinking and feeling, is a really good situation for them, a fortunate situation for them. It brings them a lot of happiness, it brings them a lot of fun. Sagittarius often quite a fun sign. I just feel like they are very confident and are very hopeful and happy. They feel very happy about you, very happy about the connection, feel very happy to be with you, want to come towards you. They're not with you already, they see you as somebody, certainly somebody to be serious with, because the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is a committed energy. She's not a wishy-washy energy. So I feel like they see you as somebody who's going to want commitment and who they want to give commitment to. Now, in terms of astrological signs, obviously the Queen of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. Six of Wands is Leo energy, because obviously that's all that recognition and acknowledgement. Five of Wands again is Leo energy. So there's a lot of Leo here and there's a Taurus here. So those are some of the astrological signs here that I'm seeing. So let's see what their intentions might be going forwards. So what is part number 3's person's intentions? We know what they're thinking and feeling. So there's a lot of attraction towards you. All these wands here, I feel like there's a lot of chemistry. They're feeling a lot of physical attraction towards you. And certainly because the Queen of Pentacles here just looks so good, I think that they're just thinking you are really calm, you are really serene, you are peaceful. There's all this green here. You know, you are very heart-centered, you are very loving. I think they really see that in you. What are their intentions? What's part number 3's person's intentions towards part number 3 right now? Oh, those want to come out. Let's see what those are. We've got the Strength card, which interestingly again is Leo energy. So there's a lot of... You might both be very charismatic, outgoing, extroverted characters, or you might be like that, or they might see you like that. We've got the Devil card here, and that might be why we've got the Caution. 10 of Wands, King of Wands, and then underneath the deck is 2 of Pentacles. So, okay, so I think their intention is, with the King of Wands here, to... I feel like that at the moment, the caution is, and it could relate to them, is that they have all these thoughts and feelings about you, but there's a bit of worry, a bit of concern. They're not sure in terms of intentions, in terms of coming forwards towards you. It might be that you are a temptation to them, so maybe that they are, there's something getting in the way of the situation at the moment, but if it's a crush situation or something like that, they are seeing you in a very... they're seeing you in a very attractive way. But with the Devil card here, there may be some limiting beliefs in terms of being able to come forward and connect with you. So maybe if it's an apology situation where you're in separation or something like that, they may be having some doubts and fears around that, because we've also got the 2 of Pentacles here where somebody is like, weighing it up, wondering about whether they should come forwards and, they want and feel and think that they want this new beginning with you. But in terms of doing it, there's some indecision, there's some indecisive behaviour, because something is holding them back here with the Caution card. They're just a little bit concerned about something, a little bit worried. And that might be where the Devil, like I say, because Devil can talk about lots of things, but you can talk about self-limiting beliefs, doubts that are they're allowing themselves to hold themselves back. The Ten of Wands, it's a heaviness to it. There might be a bit of a heaviness to this situation. Maybe if it's something that's gone on in the past where they maybe behaved in ways which haven't been quite right, or someone has behaved in ways which haven't been quite right, because the devil can talk about, obsessive, be it something, either a situation or a behaviour that we've allowed to control us, and that's why sometimes it's linked to addictions or obsessive thinking or obsessive behaviours that are sort of like not very healthy. So it could be that something like that's happened and it's kind of weighed heavy in the past on the situation, and is also weighing heavy on them now in terms of whether they would be able to come forward towards you. Now, I think that they do want to overcome that, because we've got, this is the Strength card, which is that they want to have that strength. That strength comes from right next to the devil. So they may be trying to overcome certain issues, certain doubts, certain limiting feelings, certain limiting beliefs, certain negativity. I think with the Strength card, because the Strength is all about this person, overcoming the fierceness of the lion. So the lion is that kind of, that, whatever that thing is that's kind of controlling us. In the normal Rider-Waite image, it's somebody usually shutting the mouth of the lion gently, carefully, but having, easy control. So gaining control of the beast, if you like, and it comes right next to the devil. So I feel like their intentions are that if they did have any self-limiting beliefs or behaviours that weren't right in the connection before, if this is about a connection that you've been in before and you're in separation and they want to come forward with an apology or some sort of offer here, I feel like their intention is to try and get a handle on that behaviour, to try and to control themselves in some way. It's hard. It's not easy for them to do that, but I feel that they really do want to do that. Their intention is to do that because they want to be the King of Wands with you, which is this confident person. So maybe they're feeling, for some of them, that they're not that you are the Queen of Pentacles. They want to be the Queen of Wands, but I feel like, the King of Wands, but I feel like maybe they're not confident at the moment. This is their sort of like end goal, if you like, to be the King of Wands, to be confident, to be outgoing, to be sure of themselves, to feel empowered, to feel attractive. But I just feel like there's a few issues really with this person that they are working on within themselves, and that is somehow, and that might be why we have the caution here, that is preventing them from moving their, from their intentions happening kind of straight away. Because I think in their thoughts and their feelings, they want to be with you. They want to be with you. They see you as somebody. It could be that they feel a little bit inferior towards you, that they don't feel, because underneath the Ten of Pentacles the Queen of Pentacles is the Ten of Wands. So it could be that they're feeling that you're this confident person, this stable, solid person. Maybe if you're in separation, you've become that person, you've grown into that person. They can see that in some way, and it's sort of making them feel heavy and burdened, because they're thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to have that person again, because I don't feel quite there. I'm still sort of stuck in the devil stage. I'm still trying to overcome my weaknesses. I'm still kind of heal them, really. So maybe this sort of situation of kind of victory between you, of success between you, is being held back by them trying to overcome whatever issues they have or might have had in the past with the situation. But also, it could be that it's a temptation as well. So maybe it's a situation where this is a kind of like too much of a temptation. Maybe there's, with the Five of Wands, there's other connections for them, other responsibilities. Maybe they are involved with somebody else and you are a massive temptation for them. And that is why we have the Caution card, because they can't, they'd love to be able to come forwards. They'd love to be able to offer something to you immediately, but there's other things that they need to tend to. But you're still this kind of very tempting person that they would love to have a new beginning with, but it's kind of, they're holding themselves back because they're kind of not sure really. But with the King of Wands here, I feel like as well, they're trying to move towards a King of Wands status. They're trying to move towards becoming wiser, becoming better, becoming a good option for you. But my sense is that they feel that they're not a good option right now. And that might be why we have the luck is on your side, or the idea of luck. because they are feeling that they need a lot of luck, or, you know, because, you know, they haven't got, maybe they're just worried that they haven't quite got enough of what it takes to offer you this new beginning, even though in their head and their heart they would love to do that. In terms of astrological signs, the Devil is Capricorn energy, Strength is Leo energy, like I said. 10 of Wands, that is Sagittarius energy. King of Wands could be Aries, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So there's definitely a lot of fire. I feel like there's a lot of fire. We've got 5 of Wands, 6 of Wands, you know, the 10 of Wands, the King of Wands. There's a lot of magnetism, there's a lot of fire, there's a lot of passion that this person feels for you. And certainly with the Devil card, I feel there's a strong... I mean, they might be thinking obsessively about you. They might be fantasizing about you. They may be dreaming about you. It's a sort of like an obsessional thing for them, because, you know, you've got this Devil energy here. But in terms of their intentions, I feel like at the moment they are sort of kind of weighing up about whether they are able, whether they feel confident enough to come forwards. I think they'd love to in their head and their heart, but there's this kind of like Two of Pentacles energy where they're still not sure, and I think it's probably because they don't feel, maybe they don't feel worthy of you, maybe they don't think you're going to accept them, maybe they're trying to still heal a little bit here. So, but they would love to, as this has come out as an extra card, they would love to be this King of Wands for you, but I don't think they're ready yet. So in terms of their intentions, I feel they are not quite there in terms of coming forwards. But they are certainly feeling that you are somebody that they would really love to be in a connection with, or to renew a connection with. Let's see if we've got any other. Do we have any messages from pile number 3 to pile number 3's person to pile number 3? Any messages from pile number 3's person? That one to pile number 3. Oh, I feel like these two want to come out. So let's see what these say. So let's have a look. So we had this one that came out. Oh, 4 actually. Sorry, I didn't realise it was 4. So this one is Sacred Union. Now again, this came out in pile number 1. So you might want to look at pile number 1. That's another reference to pile number 1. Honour and treasure your relationship, for it's truly sacred. Okay. This is look deep within your heart. I think this might have come out in pile number 1 as well. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Yeah, this did come out in pile number 1. This one says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. This came out in pile number 2. And then this one is, when you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So part number 3, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Otherwise, I will see you very soon in the next reading. Bye for now.